Greetings, fellow Sling agents in the wild. Welcome back to the Digital Rage Room. As we begin to roll into our newest episode, I want to welcome our newest YouTube subscriber, Ford Fitch. Welcome to the show. Also, from good friend of the show, Balint Bobos, who wrote in saying, I've just missed your start. Looks like I have a few episodes to catch up with. Good to have you back, guys, finally. Thank you, brother. I know those in-between season stretches can seem like forever, but we're back and all is good. And finally, from good friend of the show, Henry Anderson, who comments, still thinking about scenarios. I'm a great lover of modern Call of Cthulhu scenarios from Stygian Publishing, Peregrine, and of course, Chaosium. I tend to slide towards using the best of all systems as homebrew. If the gang agrees to it, stay safe all. So there are a few things to unpack with this. First and foremost, I have also enjoyed looking through a few of the Call of Cthulhu scenarios I have on my shelf. Peterson's Abominations, The Two-Headed Serpent, Masks of Nyarlathotep, and Unseen Masters. Mind you, I'm just thumbing through. I try to stay away from any in-depth reading of this material so it won't influence my homebrews and result in anyone claiming I've stolen my ideas from elsewhere. Second off, I personally love doing our homebrews. I've found that every time I've ran a published scenario, I have to flush it out and fill in gaps that should have been handled prior to the publication. And I'm not poking any fingers at anybody, it's just my own tastes for when I'm running something or when I'm looking through something, which are the ones that I've ran, which are Last Things Last, Sweetness, Victim of the Art, Convergence, and Future Perfect Part 1. I did have to tweak those things and add a few things just to maintain the scenario at a fast clip. Because, you know, when we're doing our things, we're not taking in-game days to reach our conclusions, and the agents rarely spend more than a day in any particular town, with most of their conclusions culminating within a few hours of in-game time. So, in order to speed things up and make it more pulpish, which I do have Pulp Cthulhu on the shelf over here, which I love that book too, by the way, it just helps out if I flesh that out, or better yet, just make a homebrew like I do. So, while the boys themselves might be staying safe, the agents might find safety more eluding. And finally, as all you slinging agents in the wild know, I occasionally like to go on Google and see where the show can be found. As of now, there are quite a few third-party podcast platforms that have picked up our RSS feed, one of which is Pod News, with a link to Raphonic. And it's at Raphonic where it gives some of the show's stats, including guests that have been on the show. And this intrigued me. Why? Well, because I haven't interviewed anyone on the show since 2019. But Raphonic does have a list of guests that I've had on the show. The first guest was Michael Collins, cryptid author and investigator. Okay. The next guest was William Preston, former detective involved in child abduction cases. And I'm thinking, what's going on here? And then it hit me when I saw the third guest, Ichimaru Kimura, a seasoned operative with ties to the Kimura clan. All the guests I've had on were my NPCs, which is kind of funny. My favorite was your host, Brian, your trusted handler and game master. Brian leads the Hard Slingers through thrilling RPG adventures, guiding gameplay while injecting humor into often dark narratives. Oh, so close. But that's for another day. However, for today, we shall warm up our dice and top off our glass as Roll the Hard 20 presents episode 4 of our homebrewed scenario, Borrowed Souvenirs. Hanzo Shimada, a frail-looking individual with a connection to the agency known for possessing a katana. They did that boy dirty. Madam Sullivan, local psychic practitioner providing scrying services.
Next episode.
right, let me write the
We gotta
time down.
figure out what we're gonna do, Tone. Are we gonna try to run back to the room and we know that guy. We know Quint is gonna be toast.
It's
Yeah.
Wilkes.
No, I know, but he's Quint. Abner Wilkes, whatever. Robert Shaw.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you said, Ryder, that thing was climbing up the side of the building. How many floors is that?
Well, he's on the 7th floor. Let me lead us in and
Well, I just wanted to get caught up first before, so you don't have to delete anything. But
yeah,
go ahead.
I'll ring us in, then I'll
Do
bring
your
it-
show how you want, motherfucker. Yes.
Greetings, fellow slinging agents in the wild. It is I, your trusted hand, Brian, and with me, my heart slinger of your tone. And Sammy. So, last episode, episode 3, we're currently in episode 4 of our homebrewed scenario, Borrowed Souvenirs. Last episode, you guys went to the medical examiners, examined the remains of the victims, as well as received a digital camera from an expedition that was led into the Himalayas. She had already processed some of the pictures that she was able to get off the SD card, showing you these pictures, as well as giving you the SD card and the camera into evidence, part of chain of custody. And in these pictures depicted a cave up in the Himalayan range, as well as, I'm going to let the listeners go back and listen to that stuff. Going out to the parking lot, you met Mr. Baldino, who was the curator of the museum, and he gave you the address of Abner Wilkes, the assistant to Kirk Holloway. You guys then went to the Francois Hotel, met with Wilkes, who told you all about Holloway's expedition into the Himalayas and what they found there, as well as what they came back with. They came back with the Dorje, which is a form of scepter, as well as the Sherpa who led them into the mountain range, under the pretense that when the museum was done with the Dorje, that both the Sherpa and the Dorje could return. However, according to Wilkes, Holloway had lied to the Sherpa and refused to send this artifact back. It seems like that might have been the pivotal point where all hell kind of broke loose, leading the rest of the expedition to get annihilated in the museum. After your encounter with Wilkes, you went out into the parking lot. The temperature in the air started dropping drastically. Flurries about. You turned around and noticed a large creature climbing up the side of the hotel, arriving at a window of the 7th story and burst through. That is currently where we are.
All right.
Do we hear any gunfire or screams?
You did hear a scream. No, God! You hear, get my D8 out. 3 shots go off.
I guess it's time to get kinetic.
Do we hear any sort of other scream, like something bestial, like my goal being, does it sound like he clipped this thing and heard it?
You do hear a guttural, feral wail. It doesn't sound dissimilar to the growls you had heard over the speakers at the Himalayan experience back in the museum, the one they had on a loop. But this is definitely a live howl growl.
Okay.
So much so that even other pedestrians that are kind of wandering around in the parking lot pause and look up at the building. Of course, the shots going off probably didn't curtail their curiosity as well.
Okay. Adesso, with that thing here, if it was indeed summoned by this Sherpa, do you think he would be around here? I have no knowledge on summoning beasts from the abyss or from the Himalayas.
I don't either, but we can only speculate. Well, he's got to be close enough to control it. And since the thing was climbing up the stairs, or out, he wasn't climbing upstairs, he was climbing the side of the building to get to our guy. So he's probably around here somewhere.
How busy is the parking lot, Ryder?
Figure right now it's probably about 8:30 at night. There are...
Packed with cars, what?
Yeah, there's about 15 cars in the parking lot, and you see between 8 and 12 people milling about. Most of them are stagnant at this point, looking up at the side of the building.
Okay, I guess we could, what do you think, Adesso, make our way to the room? Do you want to check cars to see if he's in one of them. But I'm also thinking, what if he was in one of the rooms? I mean, maybe we can.
If he was in one of the rooms, why would the creature need to climb the side of the building?
That's what makes me think he's outside, but
Yeah.
I have no clue. I don't want to waste. There's no way we're going to save this guy. We know that. So, do we look for the Sherpa out here, or do we try to go up there and prevent what we already know has already happened?
Let's go. Let's see if we can find someone around here. Someone who looks like they're...
Do you want to split up? Do you want me to go to the room while you take a quick look and we'll meet there?
Okay, hold on a second. I'll give you each
Thank you.
a decision,
We're ready to
up
go
to
kinetic.
4 different decisions
Wait,
before
what
all
is-
hell
say
breaks
that again?
loose. What's that?
So we have 4 things. We can do 4 different
You can
things.
do 4 different
before-
things each.
Okay. What about Adesso? You keep saying 4 things each.
Reroll. Right.
Okay. So we have 4. Okay. This is
So like
this
you
is
make a
the kind of
decision, he makes a decision, and it will take you 2 of those turns to get up to the 7th floor.
Okay. What do you think then, Adesso? A quick canvas of the parking lot and then run up? Or do we just run up and fight this thing before it runs out the window and we are going to have to follow it?
I think we do a quick canvas of the parking lot. I mean, obviously, this is the best vantage point to see how our controller was able to determine what room his victim is in is a question. So we're thinking there's probably has eyes on the room.
Chances are it's going to come out the window if it needs
Yeah.
to leave, unless it
Right.
can just dissipate.
Which it seems to have the ability to do so.
So do
So-
we want to maybe lay weight out here, set a trap, aim at the window or something?
So
course, there's
not so
people
much the
around.
window is the. All right, we know it's probably already done its work inside the hotel room, so we want to find the Sherpa. He's out here. He's probably got eyes on the room, so he can control it and tell it where to go.
He could be on the
Therefore,
building
he's-
of another build or the roof of another building, though, for all we know. Like, I'm wondering what if we're wasting time or.
Well, handler, how many buildings is similarly tall as the one that we are in?
Now, I think I sent you a picture of this location.
Oh, that's right. You sent pictures. Let me
Yeah.
see.
Let's take a look.
It has probably about another 8 buildings surrounding it, in and around the same height. Some of them are a little taller, some of them are a little shorter.
Yeah. He could be across the street in another building. That requires a bit more preparation than I think this guy was involved with.
He was probably
probably-
following this guy.
Yeah.
Followed him here if he has a license or driver's license. I don't know if he's from Nepal.
Look
or
for
whatever.
let's look for a rental car like that would be hanging out around here.
Can you tell what's a rental car and what's not?
Yeah, the rental cars will be clean. They'll be just newer cars within the last 2 years old, and usually would have a license plate holder that says something like Avis or Hertz.
Oh,
or
okay.
Dollar.
Yeah, and since every car that we know about is always a Charger or a fucking
Yeah.
Challenger, it
Yeah,
should
make
stand out.
cars. Yeah.
Okay, make an observation check if you want to check the parking lot.
We also should consider Adesso that, or maybe not Adesso, Tony, because it's out of game, that there may be something up in that room we need to retrieve that has a clue. You know, maybe he shot a toe off of this thing, or who knows.
Yeah.
So, okay, observation under 72, 05.
I got a 30 and
That's a pass, dude.
yeah,
You got a higher.
30 under 45.
Oh, I guess you don't.
Not as high as yours.
Wow, is your instinct 9?
No, my instinct is 11. I pass.
You guys look around, scanning these 15 cars in the parking lot, and 3 of them look like rental cars.
Okay. Anybody in any of the cars?
You have to go up to each individual one of them.
Okay. There are only 3.
Okay?
So
You go up to each one individually, look. There's nobody in any one of those 3 cars. That's 2 of your turns.
Okay.
ooh, shit.
Well, I say, Adesso, do you want to wait out here? Because there's no reason for us to go charging in there, having all the people from the various rooms seeing us running towards this thing, cameras, all that sort of thing. Do we want to wait here for this thing to come out?
My guess is yes, let's do that. Let's just take another close look around the bottom or our area, there's probably somebody staring fixed at the building, controlling this creature. We just got to find out who that is. Somebody standing still.
Yeah. Of the
standing
crowd
still, eyes locked. We want to find somebody who's standing still, eyes locked upwards, either maybe muttering to himself or swaying or something, or just
has a giant scepter in his hand.
Yeah, somebody like that.
Wearing a parka.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wearing a parka, exactly.
Somebody who looks like he's had the gift.
Yeah.
Like got a mogwai on his side, you know.
Make another observation check for anybody that doesn't look as though they belong.
Yeah.
Completely failed. 91. Get him, Adesso.
32.
Oh, even worse than before. Because you were lower.
Is that pass?
Yeah. That's a pass.
Okay. You look around and you see they just look like travelers. People that would be staying at the hotel. Nobody looks any different than anybody else. Certainly doesn't look like somebody that would be from Nepal. That's 3.
Okay.
At this point, you hear this blood-curdling, guttural wail, and you see 2 arms and a leg flung out of the window.
Oh, that's great.
Cascades down to the pavement below, blood spattering everywhere.
Cascading. I can just imagine these arms floating down like... Okay, well, another thing, Adesso.
Okay,
do you think we need to go to the room before cops get involved? Or because we're FBI?
For us, it makes no difference. We can flash a badge and get in whether they show up or not. We can be the first ones on the scene.
I meant if there's something we want to get and hide before they see it. But I don't know.
Well, my thought is that we're not going to learn much from the body. If the coroner didn't have anything, no hair, no nails, no detritus of any kind, then we're not going to find anything either. At best, we would be involved with a firefight with this creature, and who knows how that may work out for us.
Yeah.
But it would be better for us to find the guy who's controlling. Now, we don't know how close that person has to be. We don't know if they need a direct view. The fact that the creature was climbing up the side of the building seems to suggest that the guy's outside, because if he was in the hotel room, in an adjoining room or down the hall, he wouldn't need to do that. So we're missing something out here. So we check the cars. We've taken a look at the surrounding area. What are we missing? I mean...
Well, the creature could have just been summoned from wherever. He might not even be here. But also, it's probably an easier access for it than walking down the hallway and breaking in a door, right?
Yeah, but then it would have to still know which room to break into, whether it's in a hallway or, in this case, climbing up the side of the building. It's got to know where to go. And our controller would have to know what room our guy was in, we would think. I mean, we're assuming that the control is exerted directly. The summoning and control is exerted directly by the summoner who directs using, we're thinking, he's got to be able to see what he wants the target to be, because that's how the previous attack took place. Okay.
All right. Well, how about Adesso canvass the lot and I go up to the room?
That works.
I don't know how I'm going to get in there, though.
Okay.
I have a feeling you've got that lockpick set, man.
That's true, but I also could maybe just go to the front desk. There's been a situation in room 7125.
Yeah.
Agent Kimura, FBI. How you doing? Get me a coffee. I'm going up.
Yeah, give me a coffee. I'm going up.
Okay.
All right. That's what Ichi's going to do. Is he's going to blaze a trail up to the room.
Right. We're trailblazers. Room blazers.
Each, you're first. You run across the parking lot into the lobby. You see that most of the people that are working the lobby, the customer service people, they're standing at the doors looking out onto the parking lot. They're not even behind the counters. They're completely oblivious to you. They're more concerned about what's going on out there and everybody that's looking up at the side of the building.
Okay. I'm going to go to the front desk. Is this the person that we dealt with before, or did we deal with someone before?
Nobody's even behind the desk. Everybody has left the desk. They're all standing at the glass doors of the lobby.
Whoever looks like they work there, I'm going to say, Agent Kimura, FBI, I'm going to need the key to room 71 or an all-pass key. Quickly, call the police. There's been a situation. I'm going to ramp it up for them so they get all frantic.
And he is frantic. He looks like he's in his mid-20s. He looks at you. He looks at your badge. He's speechless. He runs over to the desk and he just hands you 6 key cards. It's one of these. It's one of these. And yeah, I'll call the police right now. He whips out his own phone, checks his TikTok real quick, checks his Instagram. Oh, okay.
And I'll tell him
how
to
do you
get
make a
everyone
call
outside.
on one of these things?
Yeah, post on your Instagram that you need the 911.
He does a selfie of him with the oh my god look. Okay, now go ahead.
Okay, so I will floor it to floor 7 with the
Okay.
keys in hand.
You get to the elevator, ride it up to the 7th floor. The doors open, ding ding. You see the hallway ahead of you, and you see a stream of light coming through the middle of the door to 7125. Adesso,
Oh, you fucker.
you're in the parking lot. You see 9 pedestrians, and the number starts to grow by 2s, by 3s, as other people from other hotels start coming around. Everybody starts whipping out their cell phones. They start looking up at the side of the building. They're looking up at the windows. They're looking up at the sky. It's just a bunch of mockingbirds kind of magpieing each other, looking around. They really don't know what's going on. Even though they see a broken window, a lot of these people weren't there for when the limbs came out.
All right, I want to look for somebody who's holding something, not a cell phone. Where I'm looking for someone holding the door J. And I want to look for somebody who doesn't look surprised. Like, this is what they expect. Okay, good. You know, their facial expression shouldn't be one of shock and horror. It should be of, yep, okay, good, go to the left. Okay, good, great, grab his head,
You could film
crush it.
them too. You could film the crowd too while you're looking. Maybe catch it. You know what I mean? We could
Yeah.
catch a glimpse of the guy if you don't see him, but he might pop up on the video or so. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah. So I guess I need to make another observation check.
Yes. Because every time the crowd's getting bigger and bigger. In fact, make it with a negative 10% this time.
Ooh, this is going to be bad.
Eagle Eyes, got it?
01.
Oh, one.
Yeah.
That's the worst you can do.
Yeah, pretty much.
You see a lot of yuppies, but everybody's murmuring and talking and murmuring and talking. It's almost like a white noise droning across the parking lot right now.
Okay. So if I... Okay, so it's a white noise. I have a feeling I am part of being... My character is being affected by the spell here. It's my thought, because I should have been able to determine what was going on. Do I see anybody that's just staying in place and not doing anything other than concentrating very much at the top of the building or looking at the side of the building?
Everybody's looking at the side of the building right now. It's like seeing a blimp on fire. Everybody's just looking at it. It's captivated everyone in the parking lot's attention.
I'm looking for the person who doesn't have his phone out and maybe murmuring.
There's maybe 4 people that don't have a phone.
All right, above those 4 people, are there any of them holding anything?
No.
Okay. I'm looking and walking and looking and walking. I'm scanning. My thought is Odessa wouldn't be standing in one place. He'd be walking through the crowd, looking, seeing if anybody else is doing the same thing. Now, it would be easy if the guy didn't have to move to control this creature, but maybe he does. I don't know. I'm looking for somebody who doesn't seem panicked, doesn't seem confused, someone who is walking with a purpose and looking with a purpose. Like they know where to look. They're not wandering, oh my gosh, look at that side of the building. Oh, over there, look over there. I'm looking for somebody who knows where they're supposed to be looking. They know where the creature is. They know what floor it is. They know what window it is. And they would be looking at that one particular location without looking anywhere else.
As you're making your way through the parking lot, you notice that it starts to get warmer. The flurries are less frequent. It starts to get more comfortable in the air. Looking back towards the hotel, you can see people in the crowd. Their breath is frosting in front of them. Yours no longer seems to be doing that.
Okay. So, am I getting warm? Am I getting warmer?
I'll let you know in a minute. Each, you get off the elevator. Tell me what you want to do.
I want to take out my katana from my carrying case, and I will have the key cards in one hand and the katana in the other.
Okay.
And I will move up to the door. I will have the key cards. I'm hoping this works in sort of a fan.
Now, just so you know, the door itself is cracked in half vertically.
Oh, it's open.
Well, it's not open. It's just cracked in half. Like a strong force had broke it from the inside, flaring outwards. So
Well, I'll take a quick peek then through it. I'll still hold. I'll just put the cards in my pocket.
Okay. You look through the crack, and you see this flurry of gray and white matted fur just pistoning up and down towards something on the floor.
What do you mean pistoning? Like jumping up and down?
No, like a limb just...
Oh, its arms are just hammering.
Yeah.
I will try just to see that this may be stupid. I'm going to pull out my Glock and I'm going to take a shot through the door at it and see if it does anything.
Okay.
Okay, I need not the best shot, but let's try it. 36 under 46.
Right on.
Roll some damage, tough guy.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Right on, man.
Yeah,
that
let's see.
mofo.
Well, rolling, just for the listeners, rolling damage means this is the damage that it would have taken if it didn't automatically negate damage. So 1 to 10. Shit, 1.
1. You see through the crack in this door, this round go into this matted fur, whatever it is, and sink into it. It pauses, its head slowly turning towards you. And for the first time, you see this feral-looking, hairy face, these large, black, lifeless eyes, this scowl of a mouth with these yellowish, cracked, sharp teeth. You could almost feel the smell coming off of its mouth as it just... You see it rip the skull off the torso and hurl it towards the door.
I got coverage.
48. It breaks the door completely in half. You see, standing with no further impedance between you and this creature, it starts to move towards you.
Oh, shit.
Dump the mag, bro. Dump the mag.
Adesso, from the parking lot, you've noticed that your breath is no longer seen in front of you as you've gotten towards the outer perimeter of the parking lot of the Francois Hotel, moving towards the La Quinta.
Okay, so if I'm walking, do I feel warmer? I can tell it's warmer. Do I feel warmer if I go to the left? Do I feel warmer if I go to the right, or forward, or back, east, west, north, anything?
Well, as you start moving back towards the Francois Hotel, it actually starts getting a little cooler, a little cooler, a little cooler.
Okay, so I'll back up. Is there any particular... Wait a minute. Is there any frost or snow on the ground or anything like that?
No, it's just cold. It gets really cold. You start seeing these flurries, but by the time they touch the asphalt, they dissipate. Yeah.
Okay. I want to concentrate on where it's warmer just by walking around.
It would take you towards the end of the parking lot.
Okay, I'll move towards the end of the parking lot.
Okay.
And am I noticing it any warmer? Are there
It
cars
does
at
get
the end
warmer.
of the parking lot? Okay. Are there any cars at the end of the parking lot?
Well, the next parking lot over is the La Quinta.
Okay. Is it warmer in that direction?
Yes.
I'll keep moving. Do I see anybody inside the cars that are inevitably parked in the parking lot?
Not that you see anybody in the cars per se, but you do see a lot of people from the La Quinta in their parking lot as well.
Okay. And what are they doing?
They're all looking at the Francois Hotel, and they've heard shots fired. They see limbs flying. They hear more guttural screams. They hear some ki coming from the 7th floor.
Right.
Nakamura!
Okay, I'll keep moving where it's warmer. I'm looking for I'm looking for someone who's standing still, who's concentrating on the building, or standing still and not looking at the building.
Okay. You start making your way through the battery of people, and you hear something. Make an observation check.
All right, it's going to be tough. I'm in the room.
Okay, 34. Damn,
my
man, I'm
goodness.
going through the 30s on this.
It's almost as though these words are traveling on the air itself. You hear Katana Janavara. You see this beast lumbering towards you at a breakneck speed, clearing the distance in a fraction of a second. It reaches out to grab you, and immediately the whole beast dissipates into a fine, cold mist showering you. Adesso, you feel as though you catch the shadow of an individual at the corner of the La Quinta. You hear, almost feel these two words against the side of your face. Almost as though the words were moving across the air, buffeted you, and kept going back towards the Francois Hotel. And then the words are gone. The individual, the shadow next to the side of the La Quinta is gone. Immediately, the rest of the parking lot starts warming up again.
Do I see anybody holding anything? I'm hoping they're along too, but the Dorje. I'm looking for someone holding something that would resemble a Dorje, or the same size as a Dorje.
From what you could probably guess, that individual, if somebody were to be there, is no longer there.
I'll call each on my phone.
I'll see it's Adesso. I'll let it go to voicemail. No, I'll let
Fuck that guy. I ain't talking to him.
I'll answer. You okay?
I'm good. You okay?
I almost wasn't. I saw what it was.
Now, let me back up. I did have a good question for the handler. When each shot through the door, did I hear that? Or could I have heard that from where I was in the parking lot? Or is it too far?
Yeah, that would have been the fourth round going off.
Okay.
Just 3 from Wilkes, and then the fourth one from each.
Right. So I did hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then now that each is on the phone with me and he's okay, I get to say, did you hit it?
I did, but it seemed to barely wound it. Me not mentioning that I only rolled a 1. But it turned to me, clearly finished with Wilkes. And right as it was about to come into range and we were to fight, it dissipated. It turned into what we saw with the frost, just turned to smoke, icy smoke. Is that something of your doing? Did you find the Sherpa?
No, I thought I did. I thought he was in the corner of the parking lot of the La Quinta, the neighboring hotel. And it got very strange down here. The air became very warm. And the closer I got to where I thought he was, it became warmer. But then it's all gone. It's all back to normal. I never caught a true glimpse of him.
It sounds like you found him then, but just didn't get him, just like I didn't get mine.
With respect to the shot, did you see it impact on this creature?
It hit him. It turned and looked at me. I pissed it off.
Got it.
As you guys are interacting with one another, you hear a police car roll up with the lights on. You see 2 officers get out and start moving through the lobby of the Francois Hotel.
Got it.
All right. Well,
I'll tell each that the locals have arrived, and then the local cops are here. You should meet him in the hallway. I'll come and join you.
Yeah, you intercept them and lead them up, and I'll meet you down there.
Sounds good.
I want to check the room first.
Gotcha. What's your pistol loaded with?
Glock, bullets.
So you didn't
it does
get
1 to 10.
You did not get the special Winchester silver tips, did you?
No, you had just developed those for this one, so I'll get some later.
Yeah, we'll swing by a gun store and get you a nice couple boxes of that Winchester silver tipped, which is commercially available for all your listeners out there.
Yeah,
it's not something we're making up.
I had my character, or each hadn't been available to go shopping before this.
Right. Okay.
So I'm gonna check the room while Adesso meets the police, flashes his badge, and does his magic.
Adesso, you first.
All right, I'll make my way from the parking lot of La Quinta back to the hotel. I'll put my credentials. I mean, FBI doesn't wear theirs on a chain around their neck like the cops do. So I'll start walking, and I'll be ready to flash my credentials so that they know that I am not just some regular dude walking up to take a picture for his podcast.
Yeah, and we were working with Detective Faulkner on this case, so we have that to kind of throw up, and they can check.
Right, exactly.
As you approach the 2 officers, Adesso, they both turn hands on their sidearms, and you see it's the two officers that were originally stationed at the front of the Cryptozoology Museum of Truth.
Oh.
They see you, and they're
guys.
like, "Oh, Agent, did you get a call as well?"
No, we didn't get a call. We got here contemporaneous with what happened. There are body parts on the street that's going to obviously need to be cordoned off and forensics. And my partner's up on the 8th floor.
Impressive. You listeners
let's
may be
go.
thinking that's some kind of a snafu.
Let's go up there and get him.
After you.
All right. We go to the elevators and let's get on up there because we're not taking the stairs. So we're taking the elevator.
The three of you pile into the elevator. Officer Garvey looks at the other officer, Officer Liam, and he says, "I still can't get a hold of him." "Okay, we'll just keep trying." The elevator starts going up. Each, you are currently in the room. Tell me what you're looking for.
Well, do I see any kind of, I obviously see blood of poor old Abner, but is there any other kind of blood marking it from maybe this thing? Did it look like did he hit it? Did I hit it and actually do damage? Did it bleed? If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Well, you know that you hit it, but you don't see anything else. You don't see any fur. You don't see any bone. There's a shit ton of crimson everywhere, but that could be just from Wilkes.
Yeah.
His headless torso that only has one leg on it is just in the middle of the room, and it looks like it's been pummeled flat. Like something had just been jumping up and down on it and just pounding and pounding the chest. And eventually, when you came to the door and shot at it, it just finished ripping the head off and basically spiked this thing at the door.
Okay. Well, I want to check the pile of Wilkes, what's left, and see if there's anything I can get. Cell phone, wallet, check the counters or desks, if there's any sort of information. Something that I can basically just grab a bunch of stuff and then head out before the cops get up here. But something that may lead us to where his boss, Holloway, is.
Well, he gave you an address.
Right, but I'm looking for anything else.
Okay. There is a cell phone there.
Okay.
Looking at it, just at the face of it, you can see that it says one message.
Okay.
You also see his 45 off to the side. Hammer is in the cocked back position.
Okay. Real quick, I'll try to open his phone. If not, I'll look for a hand or look for what's left of his face for unlocking it.
Well, both of the hands are downstairs in the parking lot.
Oh, that's right. Okay, but what about the face?
Give
Would
me
that-
a luck roll.
Wait a minute. The face
All right,
would have been
gotta roll.
attached to the skull that's now embedded in the wall.
Well, it's like he used that and broke through the door with this
Maybe
skull.
hit the back of the head, you know?
Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to see if he had luck
So
roll.
luck roll. For the listeners, we roll a D20 because we got to keep that. And we got to roll high. I got 17.
17.
Oh, right on.
There's enough facial construction that this phone has probably determined when Wilkes has been drunk several times and might have had his face in places that it shouldn't have been. So it could still unlock the phone, even though it's missing its entire right side. The phone
This is just
unlocks.
so macabre. I love it.
Yeah, and how am I holding it up? You know, it's like, do I have my hand on the inside of the face to kind of fluff it out a bit?
Try to choose
Okay,
which
well-
side is less compromised.
Wait, let me get the good side.
I'll open it up and immediately send the message to my own phone, and then I'll hit play and see what the message says. Well, let me look around the room, another scan. Is there anything that I need to... I mean, obviously, there's no way to answer what happened here, but they already are dealing with 5 of those, so it's... even if I cover everything up here, we still got those other ones.
Right.
Is there anything in the room that he has that it looks like something that I should grab? There's no notepad, or he didn't write anything on the pad. He didn't leave a certain Bible in the fucking bathroom or whatever. Like, just looking for personal items of his that might help lead us more to what's going on.
The other thing you see is that he's got a packed suitcase.
Okay.
But he had told you previously that
Yeah.
he was waiting on confirmation of a airline ticket to get the hell out of there.
Yeah. Well, we got the message. I'll give that a listen while I am leaving the room, and I'm going to head towards like a stairway and go down the stairs so I don't like bump into anyone coming up an elevator.
And there's nobody on this floor. I think it's as soon as things started going sideways, this whole floor evacuated.
Okay.
They weren't sticking around. So you're not met with any resistance. Nobody's making eye contact because there's nobody there.
Yeah. Okay.
You hit play on the message.
Yeah.
Odesso. You make your way up.
Message.
You make your way up to the 8th floor. The elevator opens up, and you see there's 8 people waiting to get on this elevator and go down. They don't even wait for you to clear the elevator. They just start packing in, and the wave of them is pushing you out. You and the 2 officers.
Got it. That makes
The
it easy.
officers at this point are like trying to get the civilians on the elevator and take it straight down, take the stairs, do whatever you got to do. Just get out of the building, get out of the building. Where's it at? How many are there? And there's firing questions at people, and it's a cacophony of answers that none of them probably are correct.
Got it. I'll make my way down the hallway. I know each is okay, but still want to get there before the officers do. So I'm giving each time to do his thing. So while everybody's pushing into the elevator, I will try to get around the corner and call each on the phone.
The line's busy, strangely enough. Each, you're listening to the message, and it says, Abner, I haven't got my ticket yet. Did you get yours? Call me back. We got to get out of this city. The phone hangs up.
Okay. But I got the number, right?
Yes. And as you're listening to this message, you hear a bing that somebody is trying to call you.
Okay. I'll pick up. I'm out, Odessa.
We're on the 8th floor. There's a bunch of people all trying to leave the building. I got some of the local authorities. Do you need more time?
Nope, I'm out. I'm out and I'm in the stairway. So you can lead them down and they can take over from there. I got a message from someone that I think might be Holloway off of Abner's phone. And I'll
Excellent.
send that message to Odessa as well. And I'll meet you out in the parking lot.
Sounds good.
The officers, meanwhile, are banging on the doors, one on each side, one on the left side, one on the right side, just going down the doors. They've already got their weapon out, and they're trying to clear the rooms to see if one of these rooms is the room where all this is happening.
Odessa, hold up his phone. Officers, we're 1 floor down.
What? We got the wrong intel?
We got the wrong intel. Oh, everybody been knowing that, yeah.
Liam.
1 floor down.
Back in the elevator. And they're waiting for the elevator because now it's filled with people going all
Take
the
the
way
stairs,
down.
you fools. Let's go down the stairs. Only 1 floor. Come on. Get your cardio in.
1 floor is okay. 8 floors? Fuck that. We're taking the
Go ahead,
elevator.
Garvey. Go ahead, Gravy. I mean, Garvey. I'll catch up to you. They make their way to the stairwell and start heading down 1 floor to the 7th floor. Each,
Yes.
you've probably covered 3 floors and continuing to descend down the Francois Hotel.
Okay. I'll make sure I put my blade back in its carrying case and put the Glock, of course, back in my hip holster. And I'll make sure that I'm not completely covered in blood, and then I'll walk down and exit, when I get to the bottom, exit the staircase as if nothing's going on.
You wind up in the parking lot with about 70 other individuals. Everyone's still looking up at the hotel. Staff and guests alike, even people that were from neighboring hotels. Odessa, you make your way down to the 7th floor with the 2 officers, and the officers start making their way down to the only door that is missing on the hallway.
Gotcha. Well, when I get there to the door that's obviously missing, the only thing I want to do is to check the inside of the room to see if, when Abner was shooting at this creature, if he hit, if there are any score marks on the walls, or he missed, or anything. That's the only thing I'm interested in finding out. Everything else now, I already know. The cops aren't going to find anything because of the nature. Each was already there, so I just want to see if there are any strike marks on the walls.
As you're going through the room and you're checking, you don't see any slug marks in the walls at all. However, You do see 4 rounds that are just laying in the middle of the room. 3 of the rounds look to be 45, and one of them looks to be a 9mm.
I'll grab the surreptitiously. I'll grab the 9mm and also look for the matching casing for the 9mm. The other 45 slugs can stay there. Although I would like to grab one of those too, just to see if, for purposes of matching.
Okay. As you go to swipe these 2 rounds off the center of the floor, give me a dex check.
Got it. 13 under 55.
Describe how you serendipitously grab these 2 rounds.
Okay, well, I'll have my pistol in one hand, look like and act like I'm clearing the room, and as I wander around and I see them on the floor, I'm like, okay, perfect. And then the officers, check the restroom, or check the bathroom.
They start going out there.
And that's when I'll reach down and grab them.
Okay. Roll your d20 against mine.
Got it.
I got a 13.
I got a 10.
10. One of the officers says, I'm going to wait out front for the rest of the units to arrive. He positions himself by the door to the hotel, and he looks down, he says, what's this? He picks up a 9mm casing that's in the hallway.
Let me see that. Wait a minute. Did he use a glove?
No, he did. Well, he used his pen. Reached down. Got to
Picks it up.
Picked it up, yeah. He's looking at it, smelling it. What do you think, Agent?
That's a good question. I would love to say that I have a glove or an evidence bag, but I'll bet I probably don't.
Well, I have those on my character sheet. Like, I'm sure your guy would have the same sort of... Because we do that all the time.
Yeah, we have.
Guy's got silver bullets with fucking wolfsbane in them, but he doesn't have a fucking glove.
Yeah. All right, so I'll take a latex glove out of my pocket and then say, here. And I'll open the glove up, drop the casing in there.
And he does it without questioning.
Grab it. Do a canvass of the room, see if you find anything else. See, the thing is, if I grab the 9mm, the question would be, why aren't I grabbing the 45 casings that are there too?
Because the 45s are in the room, the 9's not.
Yeah, good point.
You can always grab it and then just like fucking contaminate it so they can't tell.
Well, I don't want to contaminate it with my DNA. I'll just grab one. I'll grab one of the 45s for a basis of comparison, and I grab your 9mm so that nobody knows that you hit it. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the casing is important.
That's what I texted Tony Ryder. I'm like, grab my casing.
Oh. But I was like, ooh, good idea. Yeah, because then from their perspective, there was only one shooter. Now there's 2. Although they don't have a bullet to match the other one. But again, that
could have been anyone in the hotel. What state is this again?
Oregon. Oh, Maine.
Maine. So it's a bunch of lawless savages up there. Could have been anyone from another room that shot. It doesn't matter.
Well, you've eliminated the prospect of it ever coming up.
Right. So grab that 9mm casing, put it into a glove, canvass around, see if there's any others.
There's 3 45 casings and then the 9mm casing.
Right. So, and there are only 2 bullets because I took one, but they can always explain that he hit something and it took it with it. So that's not too far-fetched, but a 9mm meaning another shooter is a problem. So I'll grab the, now that I have the casing in a glove, I'm going to grab my phone like I just got a text, stare at it. I'm going to meet you guys downstairs, and I'll leave the room.
Okay. As you're leaving the room, you hear one of the officers again say, we still can't find him. Sounds like they're talking on something. When you see him, please tell him to redirect to the Francois Hotel. Thank you.
Gotcha. My guess is they're probably talking to our detective friend. And I'll leave the room and take the stairs down.
Okay. You reconvene with each in the parking lot. By now, some of the looky-loos, they're starting to dissipate out. You see more squad cars rolling up, more uniforms getting out, starting to canvass the hotel, making their way into the lobby. Some of them are passing you, going up the emergency stairwell. In the parking lot, your phone begins to vibrate.
Okay, I'll check. Who is it?
H.
I'll make sure I'm far enough away or I'll get inside the car.
Each. Is Adesso there?
He's, I think, on his way. We have a bit of a new situation came up, and we are currently in the middle of handling it, but Adesso and I are both okay, but we have another victim killed the same way as the previous ones, and we saw contact with what did it.
Are you at the museum?
No, we're at the Francois Hotel.
What's there?
There was once someone there named Mr. Abner Wilkes, who is the assistant of Mr. Holloway, whose expedition is what we are currently following up with.
Yeah, I see that Wilkes was Holloway's assistant. I was trying to locate Holloway and Wilkes. How did you know where to find him?
We can find Wilkes in the Francois suite and on the ground floor of the Francois Hotel. He's now deceased. I do have two leads potentially on how to get in hold of Mr. Holloway. One is a address giving us by the previously alive Mr. Wilkes, and also a message on his phone, which seems to me like could be Holloway. So we have a number that we can trace as well as an address.
But how did you know where to find Wilkes? At this point, Adesso, you come to the car and you are sitting in on the conversation.
We found Wilkes by a tip. Baldino told us that he was here.
Okay.
Mr. Baldino is the curator of the Cryptozoology Museum of Truth.
A concern regarding your investigation has come to my attention. I need to know, in your opinion, who has knowledge of this artifact and has seen it?
Okay, who has seen it is going to be Abner, but he's dead. Holloway, and so
who's seen it?
Yeah, Thomas Barron, he heard about it, but he didn't see it. The cops aren't aware of it. So it's just Abner Wilkes and his partner, Kirk Holloway. And that should be it. That's all I've got in mind.
The curator has seen it.
Did he, though? He heard it was on the manifest, but I don't know if he saw it, though.
Can I make a history or remembrance check, Handler? I don't remember if the Dorja was with them or not.
No, it wasn't. It was listed on the manifest, but it was missing. Baldino said that remember, you got the manifest from Baldino, and that was one of the items on there. And that's right. When we asked him about it, he was able to describe it, but I don't know if he actually saw it.
All right. Well, listen to me closely. I just found out who it was that called this into the agency. It was Baldino.
Okay.
While the Cryptozoology Museum of Truth is now on the radar, the more immediate concern is Mr. Baldino. I find it strange he's been tracking your investigation from his end, and yet it was he who called us in. I don't know if he's testing our abilities, or maybe he's playing both ends against the middle. Either way, it's looking like he has his own agenda, which means he's now part of our agenda. Listen to this closely. It's time to close down Mr. Baldino. Understood?
Understood.
And I will see you next episode.
Did Heisenberg say that? Because he didn't hang up.
Out. Each, you see this beast lumbering towards you at a breakneck speed, clearing the distance in a fraction of a second.
Wow.
Clearing the distance. Clearing the distance in a fraction of a second.
Still can't get a fraction of a sentence.
The sentence is so fast. It's sure taken a long time to get one out.
Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora Radio, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcasts, and Audible. And if you like what you're listening to, be sure to leave us that 5-star rating and review. Don't forget about our YouTube channel at RolledHard20. So if you're into watching and you want to help support this show, then head on over and hit that subscribe button. It really does help the show out. We can also be found in the wild on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so don't forget to look for us there and check us out. You can also contact the show directly at rolledhard20podcast@gmail.com or head on over to the website at rolledhard20podcast.com, where you can download the current show directly, pick and choose past shows from our archives, or view our galleries. We've got a lot of stuff posted over there, so check us out. And finally, join us on our Patreon at patreon.com/rolledhard20podcast, where you can become a hard slinger and pick up swag. So until next time, keep your dice warm and your glass topped off as you roll those hard 20s.